Quincy here again, Unfiltered Podcast with another episode, another groundbreaking episode. Now, today is a wonderful day. I'm happy to be here today. Now, I'm in a good vibes area. Now, I must give a big shout out to my sponsors, Holders Comfort Villa, Edible Trees by Georgie's, Creative Media, Utopia Closet and Accessories, Blue Mist Hook and Supplies, Creative Media Marketing, and CNC Hair World. Now, today we have a very special guest, somebody that would have make a lot of history in Guyana, I would say. I'm very fascinated by her personality and by her groundbreaking, by the groundbreaking stuff that she would have done for the past years. I've been following her page and her progress. And I'm happy to have her on board. It was a lot of hassle, but I finally got her. This is none other than Miss Odessa Wales. So I want you listeners to listen exactly to what she has to say. She has a lot to say, a lot to reveal. Like I said, this is unfiltered. I'm gonna turn our cameras over to her, let her introduce herself, and be just a little niche. We actually in Odessa's salon. I'm actually sitting in a very expensive spot right now, and my foot is in jelly. Actually, a pedicure. So I'm actually not a pedicure and speaking to you guys. So kudos to Odessa Salon and all the staff here. Do check her out if you want to have your hair done, your nails done, your pedicure and your manicure done. And also I think they do facials too. So check them out, and trust me, they give you the best service. So I'm gonna turn our cameras over to Odessa. I'll let her tell you a little bit about herself. Then we'll go into the topic. Then I'll surprise you guys with the topic because you guys don't know what the topic is yet. So I'm gonna surprise you guys. So Odessa, tell our viewers about yourself and reintroduce yourself.
Thank you. Good night. My name is Odessa Wells, and I'm the owner for Odessa Beauty Salon. It's located on Hatfield Street behind GT&T. I've been in business for the past 15 years, but I've been a hairdresser for the last 20 years. And it was a journey, but if you stay committed and focus on where you want to be, you're gonna get there.
So right now is the cream of the crop. I chose Miss Wills because Miss Wills' personality is top of the roof. Many different reasons. Now, the topic is tonight is addiction, parenting, or women empowerment. Now, a lot of people might say, this one person can speak about women empowerment, this one person can speak about addiction or parenting, but she represents all women, I should say, tonight. Now, this is a one-on-one that, on a topic that is very dear to me because without proper parenting, or without proper guidance and dealing with addiction, and also women empowerment, I think none of us won't be here, whether male or female, because women, a woman would have brought all of us into this world. So, first off, we're gonna start with addiction. Now, there's how would addiction would have impacted you, or would have impacted anyone close to you that you might have feel it to the core that you say, you know what, this thing is serious? Because sometimes, most times, when stuff happens to people, we don't find it that serious until it hits home. Then we find it to the core. We find that, yeah, we need to deal with it. So how would it would it have affected you? And as a promoter also, I mean that your event sells alcohol and these kind of stuff. I mean, you would have encouraged people to drink responsibly, which is only right. But other than that, as a person, as a parent, as a mother of one, how would you have dealt with addiction and the whole synopsis of it, of passing on to your kid or to your child about addiction and why they shouldn't be addicted to any form of alcohol or substance?
Well, thank you for that. First of all, I've never dealt with someone that had an addiction problem that was very close to me. But from growing up and seeing people around being addicted to alcohol, drugs, or some kind of pattern in life, I choose to tell my daughter that this is something I don't want you to follow. Especially in schools, you know, the children would bring alcohol to school. I said, if you drink the alcohol, it's going to slow down your brain. So I used to be lying to her because I don't want her to take part in these things in school. Also, kids take weed and cigars and all these things. So I tried to tell her, if you use it, although I was lying, I was only trying to protect her.
Sure.
So I would tell her, if you use it, something bad is going to happen.
She got her scared from not
your
trying
digestive system is going to rotten or something like that, you know. So for me, I just try to protect her at all costs. But I've never had to deal with somebody who were addicted to drugs. So I don't know how to care or how to respond to that. But for my child, I let her know that if you drink too much alcohol, this is what is going to happen. If you use drugs, this is what's going to happen. If you've been addicted to anything, too much of one thing is good for nothing. So if you continue to do or use something and you get addicted to it, it wouldn't be good for your health.
That is true, because we find that the popular thing is right now, and like I said, this program is about uplifting and bringing positivity to the youths. Because the youth they need it, because there's a lot of negative out there, and the popular thing is Molly, or pills as they would want to say. But personally, I don't endorse it, and it can be an addiction, because I can remember in 2012, 2013, when I was working at one of the government ministries. I had a friend, he's in America right now, and he would have said, for some reason or the other, he just think that, and just to show you how addiction is very easy to be addicted to a substance or a product, and it's hard to get rid of it, because he would say, young, at that time he was like 22, 23, and he was like, Quincy, bro, I gonna get this girl, so I gotta get this blue pill. So at that time I was like, what's this blue pill about? You know? He was like, the blue pill is Camargo, but this thing is work. I said, brother, you're too young for be using this thing. This ain't good for you. Apparently he used it, and after he used it like a few times after, he become addicted to it. And he becomes so addicted to it that he himself come and say, you know what, Quincy, I can't do without this thing. Even if he don't want it, his body ain't calling for it, he don't want it none at all.
To it.
He said he's just use it. It becomes like a vitamin to him. And this is just to show you that simply using a Mali, a ecstasy, whatever pill, sugar, wherever, right?
Or even too much alcohol.
Too much alcohol too.
Yeah.
It can get you addicted. And it can lead to addiction whereby you would want to, you become on bad terms with your family and even your friends, even your partner.
But there's a lot of people even addicted to Coca-Cola, something simple like that. They can't eat, they can't live, they can't do anything without Coca-Cola. That's true. An addiction also.
So my advice to people about dealing with addiction is a phrase, but it might mean nothing to nobody, but it means a lot to me, and it makes sense. When you're in this situation, makes sense. So don't be in a situation for it to make sense. let it make sense for you now.
No, before.
Mind over matter. Now, I was at the point where I used to smoke weed and alcohol on rapid. Like, I can't do without it every day. I know the fact that I developed a cold, and I'm very health conscious. I realized that the cold was going to lead to pneumonia. And you know what? For some reason the other, my friend was like, Quincy, you one buddy, you want to be? I said, no, I good. And there must be some sort of discipline when dealing with alcohol and responsibility with alcohol. And not because you got a group of friends, you can just drink imbibe alcohol and be like, yeah, you can drink and whatever. No, you must be responsible enough to look out for yourself and look out for your friends. Always think of it in that manner. Or your family members or whoever's with you, to look after them. Because at any given time, once alcohol is too much in your system, it becomes too hyper, and you on most occasion from experience, you can't recall whatever it exactly happened the day before. So it is not good. If you're gonna consume alcohol or consume any form of stuff to get you high, right? It must be on a responsible basis. It mustn't be on a basis whereby you're gonna damage property, you're gonna damage people, or you're gonna inflict wounds on people, or cause the police or give the police extra work, as I would say. So with addiction, I think it's a mind over matter thing. I think anyone can rid addiction. It's deep. Anyone can rid addiction. I think personally, some people might rub wrong to them, but personally, I think addiction is a choice. It's a choice that one choose to do,
and continue to do it.
And continue to do, and don't think about the repercussion of it. Because if you think about repercussion, the person, people around that you love, you always want to have them be happy for you and be like, yo, this person's a good person. You don't want to think that you're a drug addict or whatever.
For me, being a parent, I don't think it's right for children, just because you listen to music saying these things, to do that. Because it can get them in the hospital, something can happen to them. Then maybe they drink the pill and then they go off to have sex with somebody that they don't know. They get pregnant, they get HIV, they get disease. So for me, I think that's a no. Pills, no. For children and adults, because they have adults that wasn't exposed before, that don't know how to control themselves, even with 2 beer, must as a pill. So I don't think, it's a pattern that Guyanese or adults should follow.
That is so true, and I also agree with that also, because like I said earlier, we can sit here all year and sit down and tell people, young people, don't do this and don't do that, and I try to live in reality.
Yes, it's their choice.
My personal friends, even strangers, I would tell them, hey, alcohol is good to consume at a responsible manner. It's good. But external from that, pills, sugar, or wherever, externally you want to get additionally high, is wrong. Because most of those stuff are laced with cocaine. When you check the recipe for that, it's laced with cocaine. It's not good for you. So I won't recommend it to nobody. No one. But at the same time, right, the trend on social media, and people, and like I said, being real, Guyanese follow wave. The young people of Guyana follow wave. So I telling them don't drink this or don't drink that, they will still do the opposite. So I'm advocating to them, it's not good. Plain and simple, it is not good for them. It's not good in the long run. It doesn't work for you, and it paints a bad image as an individual if you're gonna, because a lot of people don't understand that the name that you have, that's on your ID card, birth certificate, and your passport, if you have a passport, it is a brand. And if you're gonna drink and imbibe these stuff, it's gonna damage the brand. And people are gonna see you different. People are gonna label you. Once people label you, it's all over.
And especially in Guyana, the things you do, whether you do it for fun, whether you're a teacher, for instance, a teacher can go out and be with her friends and live in her personal life, but she will dance and enjoy life like anybody else. But then when she do it, people label her different.
Correct,
So much as
correct.
if you're being seen while drinking a pill and behaving crazy all over the street. I mean, no one wants to do business with you after then. No one wants to take you serious after then. So you have to know that these things, when you do it, it takes it will show as you go along.
Bad for image.
Yeah, it's gonna be
It'll show bad for image.
bad for
And
image.
a lot of Guyanese doesn't think so. I think they will learn the hard way. And I think that's why we're here as Unfiltered Podcast to teach them. And there'll be more episodes along the road to teach them about growth and understand that what they're doing is totally wrong. I need to embrace the name. The name of an individual is a brand. Michael Jordan sneakers is a brand.
Yes.
Everything that you do pertaining to your name, it lives with you. Lives with you. It goes to your grave. With that being said, we put a close on addiction for now. Parenting. How important is parenting to you? Because a lot of people see parenting as just having a kid, having a man maintain and just bring money or whatever, take the child to school, bring the child back home, that's it. They don't do no homework with the child. And they always say, as a young child, I always know, they always say, everything starts from home.
That's
Forget
correct.
school, everything starts from home. Because, I mean, I would not have been the individual that I am if I didn't grow up with a strict home. Kudos to my aunt that would have brought me up after my mother died at the age of 7. I would not have been this individual that I am. I'm not perfect, but I'm an individual that have morals and standards, and that would have guided me and bring me till here. So everything starts from home. So parenting is not just a mother or a father, but it can be a guardian also.
That's true.
So what is your take on being a parent, right? And having a girl child as a being a parent of a girl child also, how challenging is that?
Well, it is challenging. It is challenging also. Being a single parent also is very challenging. For me, I took parenting very serious because I grew up in a single mother home, and I saw my mom did everything she can to make sure that we had an education, a roof over our head, and to be clothed. So when I decided to have my child, I wasn't ready. But it was already there, and I said to myself that if my mother could have afforded to do this, I need to do better, because back then I could have done more. But because of circumstances, I couldn't. So when I gave birth to my child, I tell myself that I want her to have the things that I didn't have. Not the material things, but standards, morals, and being a good child in school. I mean, I was in school. Sometimes I used to go, class, I hiding from the teacher. No class, I skipping class today, gone and run, either modeling and not taking all my classes because, you're following friends. So I make sure, having my child, I was very present at every school she attended.
That's wonderful.
When she became a teenager, and I know that's the point where you have to be in your children's life even more, because peer pressure is big. It's high in Guyana. Your child could have the best life, but when she reaches that teenager form and peer pressure comes around, some of them just adapt to it and think like, what my friend is doing is okay. And if it's okay for my friend, mother and father to accept, then it's okay for me to do.
Correct.
And I did not want that for my child. So I used to frequently go to the school. I used to drive different cars, park up outside there, waiting to see if she's going with the bus that I tell her to take to come home, or she's waiting for the boom boom bus.
Wow.
So when I catch her one time with the boom boom bus, she got some lashes. And then I let her know that, you know what? I'm going to be watching you from today.
I wish I had those supervision because personally, I used to wait for the boom boom
You used to
bus.
wait for the boom bus?
Yeah, I used to wait for the boom boom bus.
Being
And I literally used to get away from school and go and play. At that time, I think it was PS2 was it. I get to and play PS2. Since middle reach, lunch I gone. You see me back till next day.
No, but for me, having a girl child, I had to be very stern on her because all kind of things happen to girl children.
That's true.
Right in school.
That's true.
Sometimes with the teacher, sometimes when they leave school. So she had a 15 to 20 minutes time span to reach home from school if she's not doing lessons.
I mean, your daughter's living close to school.
It was about a 25 minutes from school. But no,
20 minutes to reach home?
if she taking the bus to get home, she reach home between that time span.
Wow.
Or I used to leave work and come home to make sure that she reach home within that time frame.
Discipline must maintain.
And when she comes home,
check your book.
Of course, and she has to do her work. And when she don't do it, I mean, they say beating children, you know.
So you don't beat them, you just cut the allowance.
No, I used to cut her ass with lashes.
Wow.
Yes, I do. And I think if more parents were paying attention to their children and making sure that they do what they had to do, some of them would have turned out a little better. I'm not saying that my child is perfect, but when I see she was going the wrong way, I take a step in and say, you know what? No. This is how it's going to happen.
As your people say, you got Benny, she went young, now they get old.
And
That's true.
she turned out, she writes CXC, she did well, now she's in university.
That's nice, nice.
And I'm looking forward. She can have a break now, but you have to pay attention to your children. You have to listen to them. Sometimes I don't listen,
So is it because I already said already that you're a single parent. Is it you're a single parent because you're afraid of letting anyone else other than the father of the child to be part of the child's life? Or is it that you just think that you're the fittest person to grow your child?
At that point I didn't think that he was just not around.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to take up the role as a mother and father for my child. And wanting the best for your child sometime too, you have to be careful. The other parent not playing a role in that child's life. Some of them play a role in the child's life, but they do not set standards.
Correct.
So you will have a mother trying to bring this child up the right way, but then when the child go by the father and the other family, let this child do whatever. So when this child come back home now, they come back with attitude and everything. So for me, I kept my child to myself because I want her to grow under my standard. Because many times I would have sent her around, to hang out with friends and family.
That can be detrimental also.
Yes. And, when she come back, she come with a new slang and, a little attitude and a flair. And I said, you know what? No. This is not going to happen. So you're going to stay home and you're going to focus on your books and do as I say.
I would have been an only child for my mom. God rest her dead. My mom died when I was 7 years old, and I was literally spoiled. So when my mom died, I was like, this whole world is spinning like 100 miles per hour. And for myself at the age of 7, I was thinking, what's the way forward? Luckily for my aunt, she took me, which is my mom's big sister, and she took me and she would have disciplined me because I was literally spoiled, because at that time, anything I asked for, I should get. It's your own way.
But that's not even good. You can't give a child...
I would have learned that over time. That's not good. Yeah, I was disciplined.
Giving a child everything they ask for is not good, because when you can't afford to give it to them, then it's a problem. Because now they're going to look at you like, you have to find it. And then when you can't find it, disrespect you.
So like you're building a monster.
Yes, you build a monster over time. So I don't think, no parent should spoil a child. Yes, we all want the best for our children, but in a moderate way. You give them a little now and a little maybe another year or two, but not all the time.
I would have had very close friends male figures, even female too, that would have had kids with the partners and they would have separated. And I always find it very disdain and very malicious. And it happens more from a man's standpoint. Whereby a man would have a child with a woman, they would be good, all mushy mushy, everything, they together. And the minute they would have disagreement, and because two people are not meant to be together forever. There's some real disagreement along the way that they can separate or whatever down
Who
the
told
road.
you that? They have people that are meant to be together. Maybe your relationship, you don't know, but
Two
others.
people are meant to be together because I know people that were married for 60 years and in 61 years they divorce.
And I have people who married for 70 years and still live till death.
And if you ask these people that married for all these years, you would find that the stuff that they would have tolerated to keep the relationship going, the younger ones ain't gonna tolerate it. Because a woman going through my phone and finding a nominee phone, she can dumpy. Just being real. And
But why do she go through the phone? If you don't want to be heard, then don't go through the phone, because that's another point too. And I'm glad you raised it. When you go through someone's phone, sometimes that person could be talking to a friend. And like for instance, they say, "Hey babe, how you doing?" Because that's how I speak. You now will interpret that babe as something different. This could be that guy friend. Likewise, this could be the female friend.
Facts.
So I would tell anybody, don't go through somebody else's phone, because everybody communicate different.
Different. Correct.
So that doesn't make sense. And then you go on and you put aside a good relationship all because of a phone conversation that you don't know who the person is talking to.
That is true. Then you're sorry, I didn't mean it and all kind of stuff.
But at that point in time, I don't want anything to do with you, because this is gonna reoccur, because it's something you're accustomed to.
And there's a lot of I would observe. I would have been a parent once, lost my son at the age of 3.5 years old to cancer.
Wow. I'm sorry about that.
There's a lot of toxic parents out there. All of me and his mom was separated. We still had that understanding, that bond. We did stuff on his behalf as one. There's a lot of toxic parents out there that find it necessary to know what, especially the male. I'm gonna address the male tonight. Especially the male. They find necessary to know what, if it's it that I have a child with this woman and I can't get sex from this woman,
They don't want to give anything.
you
to
get no
them.
money from me. Can't teach you there now.
But that goes for a lot of women is faced.
And that's why you find out a single parent, and not because by choice or because they have no choice. And what women has to do now is hold men to high standards. If you're gonna date me, women should do. If you're gonna date a woman should bring that standard. If you can't meet the standard, don't date me. Because what you find is that you putting the child future and psychological mindset in jeopardy, because this child grew up knowing that
My
mommy and
father
daddy
never
are always
around.
bickering, and it drives the mother to a state whereby she had no choice. The child give asking the father, and the mother is frustrated. Then the father doing nothing, and the mother be like, "Your father's no good, he's not nobody." And then you not going to pay, your father's no good, not nobody. It's not your father's choice. In most cases, not your father, it's vice versa. That's what real toxic too.
But I want to talk about the part you say, you have standards with the person you date. What about if we start a relationship, okay, knowing that this is the standard he's coming in with? Most times you start off a relationship and everything is okay, it's almost perfect. But then 6 months later, this is not the same person you met.
Because they become complacent, comfortable.
That is true, but sometimes that's not even the personality. They just know that you have a high standard, so they put on a whole persona like they have a high standard also. But then when you actually get to know that person, That's not them. And then you become pregnant.
I always say this, right? And I would have ascertained this from after I came my last relationship, I would have went through a phase, fasting and praying stage of knowing myself, understanding myself. Because I always say that if as a male or female, if you don't know yourself, your partner can't know you. Because if you don't know yourself, or you could portray an image to your partner for them to know you. Because if you don't know yourself, nobody can know you.
That's
So when I would have found myself, I would have think to myself as, you know what? I could, as a man or woman, you should literally know yourself to that extent that you know exactly what you want out of a male or a female.
That's why when you come out of a relationship, I would tell anybody, take a break and find yourself.
Correct.
When you find yourself, you do things for yourself. You take yourself out on a lunch date. You travel, you know.
Not a lot of people can go out by themselves, you know.
Pardon?
Not a lot of people can go out by themselves.
Well,
Some people gotta get friends, they gotta get good people because they just can't go out by themselves.
because they're people pleasing.
That gets us to our next topic. We must say again, this podcast is powered by Holders Comfort Villa, Creative Media, and Graphic Designing. For the best graphic design, the best portfolios, the best, you need magazine design, you need t-shirt printed, Creative Media. CNC Hair World for the best in hair, Brazilian hair, Peruvian hair, all types of hair, right? Clothing, accessories, you name it, they have it. Holders Comfort Villa, they cater for you. They cater for everything. If you're traveling from abroad and you just want a vacation in Guyana, you want to be out of the city, they're located in Kuru. Check all these businesses we mentioned on Facebook. Utopia Classes and Accessories, Creative Media Marketing, and also Edible Treats by Georgie. Man, they make the best cake, cupcake, food. Damn, the food is good. Now, don't take my word for it, right? Contact these sponsors. Tell them that you heard the name or you heard the business advertised on Unfiltered Podcast, and then give you a discount. And you make a review, you contact us and tell us, hey, this real food is spectacular, this service is spectacular. Now, we're going to our third segment of this conversation, which is women empowerment. We wanted a little people pleasing, but people pleasing kind of a little bit too touchy, right? So we're gonna do women empowerment. And let me start by saying this, and I said this in the second episode. It might seem cliche, but my mentor is a woman. The people that would have driven me to the person I've become is a woman. So I always give kudos to women, and this is why again certain society-based or society ideology when it comes to women, I don't comment on it because I have my own views on it. Abuse, stigma, and all these stuff. Women shouldn't have to endure these stuff because without a woman, none of us, whether male or female, none of us would have been in this world. So I think more respect need to be laid at a woman's feet. But not who she is, because we all have our flaws. None of us are perfect. And if you think you're perfect, I think you should be in heaven. Right? So bearing that in mind, women empowerment is gonna be a big thing on Unfiltered Podcast. We're gonna focus on the men also, but women empowerment is a big thing because a home, the foundation of a home, right? Many people went wrong. I grew up hearing women is the head of the home, women is the head of the home. Man is the head of the home. Women is the foundation of the home. Because without a foundation, there's no home. The home will collapse.
That's true.
This is what I would have learned. I would have learned on my own. So women's not the head of the home. Man's the head of the home.
Like they would normally say that a house is not a house. A house cannot become a home without a woman inside.
That is true. And like I would have said, women are, you women are magicians. With magicians. You give a woman a whole set of greens and rice, raw, raw.
They say
meat.
you give a woman rice, she give you food.
And I think when you get a woman rice, almost give more than food, give salad, drink. I want to almost a period thing, man. Salad, drink. And then they put on a nice movie. Then they gonna rub your foot. Man, we men that has good women
should take care of them.
Should take care of them, pamper them, take them out. Take them to trip, take them to dinner. Take them to get pedicure, let them get treated.
Yeah, they can bring them right out to Odessa Beauty Salon.
That's what I'm saying.
And have a jelly pedicure,
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Treat these women. These women need to be treated. And it's not about, women need to come from ideas about outer appearance of a woman and deal with inner being. Because most time, we look at the outer appearance and we as a man, we just break your heart and break your bank account. Big up to Common Sense Podcast for teaching them for spending money wisely. But if you listen to the cautions and the red flags, right? We don't break your bank account and break your pocket and be like.
But men love the adrenaline.
No, the adrenaline good. The adrenaline can get heart attack.
But that's what they go after. Most men do not buy with their eyes. Most men buy with their eyes.
That's true.
So, being like that, I don't know how men are going to change. But when men see, that's how they buy. A man will start talking to you now, and then y'all had sex, y'all had a good time, and then you know what? He gone. He is out the door. And very few men would, take time to learn about that woman, see how good she is, and then, create a relationship. But men just buy with the eyes and they just go.
What do you think would cause that for a man to just... Because personally, I know friends.
What about you? You know friends. What about you? You're using all these, my friend, family.
Personally, what about you? Personally for me, right?
Growing up. Now, maybe now you've changed. You know the difference, when looking for a girlfriend or get into a relationship, you look for standards and all these things other than looking for the outer beauty. So maybe you can tell us, what you were chasing before. How do you buy with your eyes? Why do men buy with the eyes?
Put me on the spot there. I wasn't expecting
that. It's all
that.
filtered.
Before I was literally, I wouldn't say buying my eyes, but buying with a pressure. There was a peer pressure in teenage days. If you're gonna tell the boys then that you got a girlfriend,
it's a good look for you.
Girlfriend gotta be proper. Yeah, this is my girlfriend, and the girlfriend gotta wow. The girlfriend gotta wow, and the guys say, yeah, boy.
And what is the wow?
Say looking for validation. It's like, yeah, but the proper thing, but yeah, valid, manners. It's like you looking for that validation from the guys them, so you look for a proper thing.
So what is a proper thing?
Proper thing meaning she got a nice body, she got a nice small waist, she got a nice smile. But
so why a proper thing can't be a fluffy girl?
No, I have nothing against fluffy women. Fluffy women are the best. Fluffy women are the best. I have nothing against fluffy. But at that time, my teenage days, I young, right? I now exploring life, going about life, wherever, now working, trying to get things in order. I know saying, hey, but this thing ain't working, It's like my friend actually choosing my partner for me in a subliminal way.
Okay.
They choose my partner for me. Me choose my partner, but I gotta live with, I gotta dare on the partner wherever. I gotta be in their face. I gotta deal with them, but they ain't dealing with them. So you find that the relationship ain't working out because we incompatible.
So that takes us right back to people pleasing. You were pleasing them.
Yeah, I was pleasing them because I find that to myself, this thing ain't working out, but I can't go tell them mine, This time when you and the girl, you make up your mind. When you and the girl done, you can't go tell them, friend. Tell them, man, you gotta be like, why you the thing ain't seeing the thing anymore? Yeah, I mean, the thing them, man, she's just doing studies and things.
And then you go look for another one.
Yeah. So you got when you tell them, man, the unit thing done, you gotta get another for throwback. Because be like, unit thing done, but I did a fresh thing by, you know, proper, different, you know? So you can't tell them my unit thing done and then be like, yeah, I mean this thing done, but I'm asking you the same boy, you crying over this thing, or you don't know, or you think of beg back for this thing. This time as a man match, you want beg back for nothing. You want to keep it moving. But all in all, that wasn't the right way. Because looking back now as an adult, as a grown adult, then the right way, then they're in the right path for go down.
And that is to show that when the male is not in the house to help you grow,
that is true.
You just adapt.
That is true.
To the outside world.
Correct. And you find that personally for me, I didn't see women on that level. I didn't see women on that context, as in the higher level or whatever. I would have seen that from over time, knowing that I said, what people is talking women like this? How men is talking women like this? And how women is not the same? I mean, some women got away, some women were toxic, some women were evil. But I think you, as a man, you shouldn't categorize all women the same. You shouldn't treat all women the same, because all women is not the same. All women named Latoya. All women named Lisa. You understand? So all of them is not the same. So you should treat each one of them differently, equally.
So you've learned?
I've learned the hard way. Right? And that's why women empowerment, the topic now, what do you think about women empowerment? What do you say that? What is women empowerment? As you would have said earlier off camera, a lot of people take women empowerment and use it to their own benefit.
Yeah, a lot of people is doing that right now.
What is your take on empowerment?
Instead of empowering your friends and the people around you, you know, someone will come and tell them, okay, that we have this problem and how do I move from here to there? And instead of you empower this person, you know, those same people that saying that we are empowering each other, walk and tell everybody what you're going through, what you're facing.
Facts.
So I think in Guyana, the stigma here is that there's no privacy when it comes to telling most of the women empowerment people stuff, because your business still get out there. If you're going to empower another woman, make sure that you're doing it from your heart. Make sure this is what you want to do. Not just say that I'm empowering my sister, but then behind her back, you're talking her down.
So you're saying that in your case, I think they could a lot of women can relate to this, because a lot of women say, hey, I don't like women company. I prefer the wrong male. And the outer people that don't know the situation would think that, you know what? She's a whore.
Yeah.
She got enough men. But I listen to what you were saying there now, kind of resonate and telling me that, you know what? So in other words, you're trying to say that, you know what? Before you could confide in a woman, you're confiding in a male.
Yeah, or you're confiding in your child or someone else. But it's very difficult these days to confide in someone, because I think everybody is looking for a hype. Everybody
and that was your motive.
Yeah, everybody wants to use social media and use your story or use your information to make it for themselves.
But me thinking, and I always ask this, right? What if views when you do this thing, you expose somebody, you put somebody on blast, or you tell somebody's like story that you know gonna hurt them and drive them to the point of
some people get a kicks or a high from doing that.
With the views doing you, because most time a lot of people goes live that popular I know right now that goes live. When it goes live, the people that under the live and viewing them, trolling them, and they don't know.
Because they just do it because they want to be out there. They do it for them.
And they be saying, yeah, we like got the most person. But they be getting trolled. Right on the live, they be getting trolled. They don't know. I don't know if they can read it right now, but they be getting trolled.
But it's happening because everything is just for social media gains.
And I think personally, woman empowerment, shout out to Nikisha Allen. She been doing a lot with women empowerment. Women empowerment Has to be from the core. Has to be that you want to do it. Not do it because you want the fame, but you want to do it. You see, you're scrolling through the page.
I think I know that individual.
She been doing a phenomenal job.
She's really
I see people been making posts on Facebook that issues with the children in schools and so on, and she would have tagged the Minister of Education. Kudos to the Minister of Education, Priya Manichan, Honorable Priya Manichan, and the Minister would have intervened right away. And this is something that, as women, you need to hold one band.
It's difficult. It's difficult.
Right? Here why you need to hold one band, because strength is in unity. Right? And do it because you love doing it. Don't do it because, yeah, boy, you can get some views, some likes. They're making no sense. They're paying you. Do it because down the road, and this is what I say, people, doing something good, right? You might do something good, or you might see the good out of it, but down the road, you might have a kid, and the person you help might got a child that's small.
And then they remember something about you.
The child might remember the mother saying, you know what? Well, that's a Will's daughter helped me. And you know, going to school, the child become, the person child becomes your child teacher. Down the road. And the person, you child can be like, yeah, but my mother's this, my mother's this. What's your mother's name? Oh, that's a Wills? Know the name. And the bond and the respect that is governed from there
pass on to them.
It pass on and it becomes so like a flow for your child. Your child got such a not really I won't say easy pass. But you try to get more attention that is needed to them for them to excel.
Yes, but most time you get an easy pass because, for instance, when you do something good for others and then, you know, many times it would happen, I would turn up to a company and you want to do some business, but then they remember you from something that you did for somebody else and it just by chance get to the hearing of them. And then you know what? You're like, okay, I'm going to help her. And most people would call it favor. But it's because you did something, you helped someone, you empowered someone, and, you know, people talk about it, but you weren't around. So people already put your name there and say, you know what, when Correct. It comes to Odessa, you know, she's a little miserable or whatever, but she does something good. She helps somebody, she do something.
Indeed.
And it just makes things easier or better for you in life.
Indeed. And personally, I think they need to be more stronger action when it comes to women empowerment.
Yeah, man.
Not just on the negative part, but on the positive side. Because you find people share the relationship story, the breakup story on Facebook and so on different platforms, different personalities will share it, and people troll them. And I find it disgusting.
For me, I have a way. If I see somebody, I don't have to know you, and people can attest to this. If I see you put your personal life story out there, I normally inbox you, have a conversation with you, and say, you know what? I don't know you personally, but I don't think you should put this out there. Countless times we can tell you, I don't care if you're upset afterwards. Sometimes it will be somebody I'm not talking with, but I don't want you to put your business out there and then people laughing and then talking about it. So I would message you or I would call you. I would see somebody would put out a message or something and then they would say, you know, they're having a bad day. And I would message them and I would say, you know, you don't have to tell me what you're going through, but I don't think Facebook or social media is the right place to put it. So I think if more people can actually go behind the scenes to help others without putting it out there, it's going to be better. That's how you empower somebody.
Yeah, because not a lot of people want to be seen that you're helping them. People like stuff to be done, you know, behind closed doors and get help and just move forward. You know, they don't want to see that, because trust me, people. I are dealing with that. People want to know your secret. People want to know sports stuff about to use against you in some way or fashion. And I live with this code, I would say, and this mantra. The less people know,
it's better for you.
It's better for you, and they can't hurt you. Because if I don't know nothing about you, I just know your name. I don't know where you're living. How the hell I can hurt you? I can't do anything to you. So it means you can be telling, and this thing about people on social media, right? And women need to take heed of this, right? You can't be shaking. You got a skimpy outfit. Nothing wrong with skimpy outfit. Nothing wrong with it. Some look sexy in it. Is it a way of farm woman showing it or sex and showing it or flaws? No problem with it. I adore that, respect that, right? You can't be doing things out of the ordinary, explicit on social media
and
on TikTok.
expect it to be respected at the same way.
I expect people to respect you. Come on, as women, you need to have morals. As men too, you
And
need
since
to
we're
have morals.
on the topic, I even think that, being in a relationship, you don't have to put all your business out there. If you break up today, nobody supposed to know on social media. Whoever you're dating, nobody's supposed to know that on social media because it affects the relationship.
That is so true. That is so true.
If you need a healthy relationship, do not post your partner. Do not put anything out there about your partner.
I don't like the idea of that too,
It's not healthy. Because if you put your everyday move or step by step with your partner, two things happen. They either inbox him, tell him about 10-year story about you, or they try to take him away from you.
You see, the thing is, as women, you gotta understand this, right? Temptation is out there.
That's
and
true.
Human flesh is weak.
Yep.
So don't ever think that because you got a man, the man showing you a gift, the man spend time with you, don't think that you can't lose this man. You can't lose this man.
That is true.
I always say one thing. The best swar win. Just because you lay back and this man swar you and get you. There are women that can swar he and he can lay back and take swearing. Period.
Yep.
So these are things that as a women should look out for. If you know the man married, right, and he messaging you, and you know the man wife, inbox the man, tell the man if your husband messaging me, now in a respectful way, in a mannerly manner.
But then,
no, if you do it in a manly manner, right, I think if the woman of present woman address the situation, I think the man will stop. Because a man don't like to be shamed,
But I understand what you're saying. But suppose now a woman now inbox this other woman, right? And tell her, okay, that this guy is reaching out to her. Some women is going to put the woman on blast on social media
because she put the woman on blast.
Because they think that she's lying or the girl just want her man. So this now, it's like everything you do has a backlash. I mean, for me, vice versa. Whatever suits you, you do. But my thing is, a healthy relationship needs to stay private.
True.
I don't care whoever you're dating. I mean, everybody have the way who they want to date. However, that's not... I'm not going to say anything about that. Everybody dates who they want to date. But if you want to maintain a healthy relationship, you must keep it private.
So you hear it from Odessa, Wills, the famous brunch promoter. We want to bring our brunch in Guyana.
Basket and blankets.
You heard it from her mouth. If you want a safe relationship, a long-lasting relationship, keep it private.
Keep it private.
Private. And to close out tonight's episode, I want to leave this. I always like to leave a word with you guys. I want to leave this with you guys. Is it worth it? This can be general. Is it worth it? Whatever situation that you're in a situation where a man got a wife, or a side chick, right? The man give you money. You might think money is it and whatever. Is it worth it? In a relationship with a man, you got child fee, your wife ain't know, just you and he know, your family think that too, yeah, is it worth it? Ask yourself this question, right? Leaving on this note, right? And I must make honorable mention to Odessa's, let's just say, spot, because I feel like a king right now. I feel like a king. I sit on a throne right now. I say alongside a queen, but I the king. I got my own kingdom. My feet is in some jelly beads right now. I'm feeling
fresh rose petals.
Fresh rose petals, and I'm sipping on a glass of wine, compliments of Odessa. I must say, this young lady is out of this world. Her personality is top tier, right? I must say you guys should check her out, right? I think I must say if you use Unfiltered Podcast name, I think you will get a little couple % discount. I can't say how much you will get a discount, but you should check her out, right? And this podcast episode is powered by Holders Comfort Villa, CNC Hair Oil and Accessories, and merchandise, clothing, right? Beauty, you name it, they have it. Check all these business that I mentioned. You can check them out on Facebook with the exact name. Created Travis Tyndall, big respect, bro, all the time. Edible treats like Jargy, bro.
I can't wait to get there.
This is the husband and wife, and they be cooking up some stuff. If you check out the page, my God, I don't like sweet, but they make I want to eat cake and sweet, right? They cook food, they cater for any events that you might have, right? So check them out on Facebook, Edible Treat by Jargy's. Utopia Class and Accessories, Creative Media Marketing. Check these guys out. They be doing some phenomenal job, and trust me, they be supporting this cause, because without them, we wouldn't be here sharing that positive message with you. We wouldn't be here sharing that discussion with you. So on this other episode, right? This is season 1, episode 3, and you just been entertained and edutained positively.